Hello my friends, welcome. If you're new, my name is Sonja, and in today's video I share with you 5 different ways to decorate your front porch for Christmas. So this Christmas front porch decorate with me video is sure to give you tons of decorating ideas for the upcoming holiday. I hope you enjoy it.
And I am about to clean out my porch and decorate it for Christmas. I have lots of stuff to put out. I do like to jazz it up quite a bit, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Yeah, so my name is Sonja, for those of you that are stopping by for the very first time. And without further ado, let's get started. I'll show you all the things that I have over here. So I have made up those planters, which will be a video coming up in about 2 days on how I assemble those. There are Christmas swangs over there, extra Christmas greenery, my front door mat, garlands, my little basket and sign, and then just a couple other embellishments that I will be using for this decor. And let me turn around. Here is my front porch. I'm still embarrassed. I still have pumpkins because my husband keeps on forgetting to take them out to the garbage. So I have my little wreath already there that I made a while ago, and rocking chair and welcome sign. So we have a lot of work cut out for us.
Someone to hold, someone to walking through the place. I'm trying to tell you in every way, but now I'll get it done. I'm not going away. And right around the mistletoe, I'm gonna let my feelings show. I've been waiting for so long for you. But now I got a plan, I know just what to do. I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow failed. I wanna have someone to hold, someone to walk you through the place. I've been trying to tell you in every way, but now I'll get it done. I'm not going away. And right around the mistletoe, so don't let my feelings show. I'm just trying to tell you. Oh, to have someone to hold, walking in the falling snow. Wherever you went, I'm no longer going away. Right around the mistletoe, I'm gonna let it show. I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna let it show. I'm gonna let it show.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart.
So it is all done. I hung up the swags on both. Show you what it looks like from further away here. So I've got my 3 pots here, and they're just in dirt, and then I will water it, and then eventually it will freeze shortly after that. I made another swag. I think I'm going to go get a bigger bowl or a bigger ribbon to make a bigger bowl. The wreaths are from Michael's, and I just added stuff to them. I've had them for several years now, so not ready to replace them yet. Snow sign is a DIY that I made. Same with the North Pole, the magazine rack, and then I have over here a snowman wreath, which was another DIY.
We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time, dance, dance.
The mat was a DIY as well.
Dance, have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling, all the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas.
The items that I am going to be using in this decorate with me. I might go in and add a couple more things, but here are my wreaths. Now, I've had these wreaths for several years, and I'm thinking I'm just about done with them. I might be getting new ones for next year. Then I've got this Let It Snow sign that I DIY'd 2 years ago, I think. My brand new Merry Christmas welcome mat. I got that one at Marshall. And I'm going to be using my brand new DIY planters. So let's move on outside, and I'm going to just take everything off and give it a good sweeping before I get on to decorating. My pots are inside an insert, so what that means is I make them in smaller pots just so I can move them around easier. And if it's really bad outside, I can make them inside and then just bring them outside and plop them inside these giant pots. These giant pots are actually filled completely with dirt, so that way the wind doesn't take them away, because it does get quite windy over here. Once I have my pots and my chair where I wanted, I wasn't quite sure that I was going to actually use this chair, just because quite a bit of snow does get onto my porch, but I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes and see how much snow we get, and then make my decision later on. But for now, the chair is staying. Then I move on to adding my sign. And as you can see, it says trick or treat on the other side, because I like to utilize all my DIYs that I make, so they save space in my house. So I have decided to grab the old blanket that I have and a pillow to add to this rocking chair.
My time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I missed you so.
So let me know down in the description box if you decorate your front porches as well. This has to be one of my favorite ways to decorate. It's like, you know, your first impression when you arrive to my house, and I decorate it for every season. And I have tons of different videos on my front porch decorate with me, so I will try and link up some of them in the description box. Most of them are still back on my DIY channel, since I started this home channel just recently. but I will have them linked down below. As you can see, it was quite cold and snowy outside, which is a great backdrop to my decorate with me because of what I'm decorating. So now I think I have my other side where I want it, so I'm gonna move on to this side, and my porch is kind of L-shaped. So this year I have shared this the little planter that I'm adding to this aluminum pod. I have just DIY'd this year, so I will link that video down in the description box as well. It was a little low, so I ended up adding a couple stones underneath it just to raise it up. So for my wreaths, I have had an issue with actually adding wreath holders to it. So I have a command hook attached backwards, upside down on the inside, and then I just use a fishing line to loop to hang the wreaths on.
Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again.
If this is your first time stopping by my channel, my name is Sonja, and I'm so glad that you decided to watch my video. And if you like what you see, I would love it if you considered subscribing so you don't miss out any of my future Decorate With Me videos. I also post cleaning videos on this channel, so there's tons of home making inspiration and motivation.
Making our Christmas memories.
Are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you. I'm not gonna play it safe.
Always like to do something fun for my front porch month, and I thought this was really fitting for our family because we do love the Christmas movie. Now I'm moving on to my little sitting area where I keep my chair and table. Now I do keep these out all year long because on this side the snow doesn't get on. So, but I felt we don't typically use this in winter because it gets too cold and we don't really sit out, but I still wanted to have something there because there is a large window that you can see right from my house from the inside. So I wanted to do something so I can see it when I look out the window. So I had tons of this greenery left over from my pot making, my planter making. And so I decided just to use it in this crate. And this crate was a thrift flip from way before, a few years back.
It's going down on Christmas Day. 'Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow still I wanna have someone to hold. Bye.
So here is my front porch, and as you can see, the snow was coming down strong, and I absolutely love the way it turned out this year. I love my planters, very rustic and simple, with a punch of red, which is what all my decor in my house is like. I will have my home tour linked in the description box as well for you to check it out. And the sign that's above the chair, I have just DIY'd that.
Wondering where you have gone to. Are you just around the corner or in Kathmandu? And whether or not you're with somebody new, still I wish you the merriest
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite part about my front porch is, and let me know what kind of things you add to your front porch. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would love it if you consider subscribing and pressing the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my future videos. On this channel, I do mostly cleaning and decorating, but I also have a DIY and a cooking channel, which will be linked in the description box.
Still sometimes I wonder if you're near or off yonder, though I couldn't tell you.
Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you on Decorate With Me for my front porch. I'm going to give you tons of festive decorating ideas for your front porch. I love decorating my front porch and I love sharing it with you, and I already did some pots which I have video over on my DIY channel. You can watch that at any time. I will link it down below. Lots of different ideas. I will also link last year's Decorate With Me front porch video as well, so you can get even more ideas, because it will be a little bit different this year than last year. So without further ado, let's get started. So just to show you what the front porch looks like, so I'm going to take those pots off. I'm going to remove all of the mums off, clean it up, give it a good sweeping, and then we're gonna get started. I always like to start any of my decorating, whether it's inside or outside, with a clean slate. So I had obviously cleaned up all of my pumpkins and all that stuff a while back, but I did leave some of the mums because they were still looking somewhat good at the time. And then so that's what I was left with to remove. I left that wagon here because I decided that I will be actually reusing it, as well as some of the other items like the wash pot or wash basin or whatever that galvanized pot is called, and my rocking chair. I will not be going into the other side because that furniture will most likely be stored away fairly soon, so that will just stay empty for the winter. I always ask these type of questions, but I would love to know if you guys decorate your front porch. I have always loved doing it, even before my YouTube days. I always decorated it as much as I could, and I always tried to have the most festive front porch for really any season, and especially for Christmas. So let me know down below, do you go all out with your front porch, or do you just do simple things or nothing? Either there is not a wrong or right answer. I'm just curious. My husband is in charge for the lights and anything on the lawn. I do not want to have anything to do with that, but the front porch is my jam, and I love to decorate it. So I'm starting with my wreaths, and I'm going to be hanging them. I have a double door, so I have to open both of them. As you can see, I have two puppies that are dying to come out and hang out with me, which I would let them, but they're not the
most well-behaved dogs when on a leash, and they bark at everybody and anybody that walks by just simply because they want to play with them. But being that they're so big, sometimes people get scared, and I just needed to get this done and not waste time explaining to people that they just want to play. So once I hung up my wreaths, I think the most important part about any garlandy wreathy thing is to pull it apart, spread out all those branches so that way it's not flat, and it makes it look so much fuller and so much better in my opinion. I am next going to be adding my urns to my pots, and I have actually decided that I'm going to take you along with a little small Christmas planter tutorial and show you how I do these because I'm going to be arranging my little wash bucket there. I would also like to mention that today's video is part of a collaboration that I'm hosting, so there will be a playlist for even more front porch decorating inspirations for you, so make sure you check it out after you're done watching my video. I have DIYed this sign last year, and I have a video on that over on my DIY channel, which I will link down in the description box if you want to check it out. And I'm going to add my thrifted sled as well as a thrifted wagon. I got the sled last year and the wagon this year for fall because I love the fall the wagon with pumpkins, so I really wanted one for the decor, and then decided that it would look just as good on my front porch with some Christmas trees and some presents. Now these Christmas trees are actually the Dollar Tree ones that you can get. I have just put two of them together, and there's one of them on their own, and I flocked them. I've done this a couple years back and I've been using them different ways, but this year I decided to put the two together just to add that different sizes, and I thought they ended up looking so good on this wagon. And then I also wanted to add a little bit of snow to the bottom, so I just added a small child size blanket to the bottom in color white, and it was fleece, and I thought it worked perfect. But I still felt that it needed something a little bit more, so I went into my backyard where we have piles of wood for the fire pit and just picked up 3 logs and stacked them up, and I thought this completed the look so perfect. And now for my front mat, for fall I had DIY'd one, but this one I bought last year at Home Sense, and it's from one of our favoriteest Christmas movies, the Christmas Vacation. So I thought it was really cute to have it and use it on my front porch. And then I always decorate my rocking chair with some pillows and some blanket, and the pillow had come from Michael's. I'm just testing out now which pot would work good in here, and I did find the right size. I always do inserts, so that's what I did here, and I just went and filled it up with some dirt and added my birch branches, and now I'm going to add greenery. I have used some leftover greenery from my pots, but I also went into my garden and snipped a couple things off as well. And the way I do it is the droopiest. I start with the droopiest greenery, which is usually cedar, but before I do that, I want my center pieces set up. So in this case, it was that snowflake and some birch branches, and then I also added, I just had one, I think it's called Canadian pine, but I'm not sure, branch, so I wanted that to be right in the middle. And then I start building the pot, and I do, like I said, the droopiest ones on the outside, and then I work my way inside to the middle of the pot and just building up, and then more so because this was kind of facing the back, I didn't need all 3 sides, so to the back I put more taller ones that are more stiffer and stand up tall. and then that was like my backdrop for the pot. And you can, the droopy branches, you can massage them to droop even more. I've learned that because I used to do these pots with a florist, and she always said just massage them until you reach them the droopiness that you're looking for. And all I can say is just fill in. The more variety of greenery you have, the better. I always find different colors, different textures. I always love all that variety in my pots. So I have lots of different ones here. Like I said, I don't know my greens very well, but I did add a couple different ones to the middle as well, and also to the droopiness. And then I like to add some color, and for that I typically use magnolia leaves, some berries, and then if I have some other embellishments, usually from dollar stores, I will add those as well.
There's always a way, and oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday.
Then I just swept up the area so it's nice and clean. And I also forgot to mention that snow, let it snow sign was a DIY. It's actually trick or treat on the other side. And I DIY'd that in one of my Vlogmas videos from previous years on my DIY channel. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video gave you some Christmas porch decorating ideas. I really love how rustic and cozy my front porch feels. And as always, thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. And make sure you are subscribed if you're not yet for even more Christmas decorating ideas. My first home tour is coming out on Wednesday. I will be sharing what I've done so far. And I would love for you to be there and let me know what you think. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Much more than words can say, and I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say, and I claim.
In this video, I will just be giving you a tour of how I decorated it. Hello friends, Sonja here. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Today we're going to be decorating my front porch for Christmas time, and I'm really excited to share with you what I'm going to be doing. I went with a more of a simple look this year, and like I said, I'm excited and I hope you guys get inspired after watching this video. So let's head on outside into the blizzard. It is super cold and not the most ideal weather to be filming. It's very, very windy, and I hope the camera doesn't blow. I still had some of the fall stuff out. I did clean out all the decor, but I did leave the mat and obviously the wreaths, and then my moms were doing so well, so I kept those out front. We actually had such nice weather up until about, well, last weekend. I think it was like 16 degrees outside or something like that, and then, which I should have probably done this last weekend, but I was so busy finishing up the house inside. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do it this weekend. And sure enough, the weather turned so fast, so quickly, and so much with the temperature that I was stuck with doing it when it was minus 13 instead of 13. So I don't know how about you guys, but here it can go from shorts weather to winter jacket weather in a matter of 2 days. It is crazy. So I'm just gonna take everything off. I put all the green stuff, like my mom's, into the yard waste bin. The last collection is this week, so I have to go in the backyard and pick up those as well, because I have tons of mums in the back. And then I went ahead and put some command hooks to hang up a garland. I haven't done garland on my door in probably like 10 years, because I've always struggled with it. Now since I had such good experience with all of my command hooks, I thought I was gonna use them over here, which I did end up using them, but man, did I struggle. I don't know if it was the cold. The command hooks were 3-pound weight, so I don't think that was the issue, but they must have not liked the cold at all, and neither did I. At this point, my hands were icicles. They were so frozen, but I could not get to do this with my gloves on. So I did have to redo command hooks several times. I ended up getting a chair as well, because obviously I couldn't reach, and trying to go on my tiptoes on the ledge of the step into the house was not working for me. And so I know some of you put nails up there, but that's actually aluminum siding, that a piece that's up there, so I can't actually nail it in there. I also want to mention that today's video is in collaboration with Vesna TV, a home, and Vesna is decorating her front porch as well. And if you guys didn't know, Vesna is my sister. So I will have her channel linked down below for you to check out. Tell her I sent you, and let her know what you think about her porch. So once I had it all up there, I just fluffed it up the best that I could. Once the garland was all fluffed up, I proceeded on hanging up my wreaths. I am using 5-pound command hooks here instead of hanging them on the back of the door like I did previous years. These wreaths are a new DIY, but an old wreath. They're the old wreaths that I used last year. I just changed them up a little bit, made them go more with the new decor that I have in my house. Once they were up, I hung up my sign, which was a DIY on my DIY channel several several years back. I just love this side. And once that was all hung up, I did have to adjust the rope because the wind was insane. I did go into my garage to make 2 pots for my planters. So for the pots, here is what I had picked up. I have some Fraser fir bunch, some oregano, some magnolia leaves. I got these 2 at a local nursery, as well as my green curly willow, and it is 4 to 5 feet tall. I probably don't need it this tall, but I've got it that tall. And then I also picked up some incense cedar bunch, which has really nice little bulbs at the end. And then I also just have white cedar bunch, and I think there was BC cedar as well, but I think that's what I have at home, so I did not want to pick that one up. I know I have a cedar that's much darker. Not sure if it's BC, but that's what I thought it was. Also on hand, I had some birch, a white birch branches. Now these I've had for many years, and I just repurpose them every year. And then I got 2 bunches of white pine tip bunch. This is the one that's gonna give you the base kind of thing. And then I also have some red berries, and I'm not sure, because I'm not loving how bright this red is. So I'm gonna see, I might spray paint it, but I might leave it red because I do have a couple red things that I'm gonna use on my porch. So I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with that. But then I also have these are stuff that I've had for many years. I have these, I'm not quite sure what these are, but they're like embellishments. I've got these wood balls, wood branch balls, and then I also dried up some magnolia. I like to dry it out in case if I can find magnolia or it's like super expensive. This year it was pretty expensive. I think this bunch was $20 for 5 of them. Now you don't typically use a lot, but I only picked up 1, so I might have to use some of the dried ones to fill it in. And then I use fillers. So these are just pots that I've had that fit nicely into my big pots on the front porch, and I just use them typically for the winter urns and for spring urns. And then I use other things for the rest of the seasons, but it's just nice because I can come in here and do it instead of doing it outside, which here's what it looks like, and it's blowing snow like crazy. So I'm going to make these inside, and I thought I'd take you along with me. I have several of these over on my DIY channel that's like full slow down tutorial, but I'm gonna give you a speedy lesson here. So I start with these and I put them in a clock, kind of 12, 3, 6, and 9, and then I fill in between. So that's kind of my base, and then I start filling in with other things. So I have I put 3 branches in here of the birch, and then I end up adding some height to the back, and then so you want ones that aren't falling over to go to the back, something that's gonna stand up. And then I put my kind of focal point in. And then I also, at this time, like to add in between, usually cedar because it drapes really nicely, and I like for cedar to be seen, so I do put it kind of in between and over the top of the other branches. And then I go ahead and add my magnolia, my oregano, and then embellishments. And just play around until, like I always say, just like with decor, play around until you're happy with the result. So here's what it looks like, and I have to make one more. So once I was done making them, I brought them outside, put them back into my pots, not back into my pots. I did find that they were sitting a little low, or I'm not sure whether they were sitting low or they were sitting high. I could not figure it out what was wrong with them. So I ended up removing a little bit of dirt out of them just to make them sit a little nicer. But I love adding these. I think it's a great way to add color to the front porch. I can put, like, I would love to have some Christmas trees here, but as you can see, it is so windy. So I've tried having ones that were like super heavy with concrete base, and the wind just takes them and swooshes them between the houses. So I like adding greenery through my pots here, and I like adding them into the dirt because it does keep them in a little bit better than, I know my mother-in-law just puts them in an empty pot and then adds water, but sometimes it takes a while for that water to freeze, so you might lose half your urns with the wind if they're just sitting in water, whereas the dirt keeps them in a little bit better. I do add some water to them, and then the water eventually does freeze and the dirt freezes, but I do start them off in a dirt rather than an empty pot. I did end up taking some of the leftovers and just making one smaller one here, and I did chop up some cedar off of my tree just to add because I didn't have enough, and I did have to add a stone just to raise it up a little bit from that wash basin that's there. Then I went and I added my blanket, my pillow, and my front doormat, as well as you saw, I added the sleigh there. I did pick up the sleigh 2 years ago off of the marketplace, and I just love it. I use it for my winter front porch decor as well, because I just think it looks so good, and it is a winter decor item, not just Christmas. I hope you guys have enjoyed Christmas decorating with me today, and I had so much fun decorating my porch, and I hope you guys got some great ideas on ways you can decorate your front porch as well. Don't forget to check out Vesna's channel, link below as well, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!